70% of people are still spending hours in ChatGPT without getting the outputs that they want. And you're probably one of them. In this video, I'll show you how to go from intern-level outputs to pro-level results in just under 10 minutes. There are 3 levels that we'll walk through. Level 1 is the intern stage, where basically you throw in the one-liner. Level 2 is the CRE framework provided by OpenAI Academy. And level 3 is the game changer. It's the create framework. It creates professional and presentation-ready results. I'm a data scientist and I've spent hundreds of hours studying how ChatGPT works and also building all sorts of AI and machine learning models. So there's one thing that I really want you guys to sort of understand before we actually dive into the video. ChatGPT and LLMs in general aren't really thinking or knowing like sort of you or I would. They are a predictive model that basically looks at the words, sentences, and paragraphs that's been provided to it, and also the information that it's been learning on. And then based on that, tries to predict the next best word to go in the sentence, so in your output. And sort of knowing that really gives you clarity on the fact that if you provided vague instructions and vague context, you're going to get really vague results out. So when you start actually building more context, more details, give it examples, the outputs actually are going to get better and better. So I will teach you now how to do it in a more structured way. So let's start at level 1, which is the intern stage, and it's basically probably how you're using it right this moment. You basically type in whatever thought comes to your mind, about 1 or 2 sentences maybe, and sort of hope for the best. So if we're looking at an example over here, which is basically, let's say I'm an analyst, I had a team meeting, and I kind of want to use ChatGPT to write an email for me. So if I were sort of at the intern level stage, I would say, write a meeting template, meeting summary about a project meeting we just had. And the output is not that bad, but it is pretty general. Like, to be honest, I would have to spend quite a bit of time actually going through my notes or going through a meeting transcript, writing down who's responsible for which project, what is the update, and so on and so forth. So the result isn't actually that bad, but it's not quite time-saving or as time-saving as many people claim ChatGPT is. So how do we change that? Level 2 is where you're going to start getting a lot closer to that. Basically, this is the CRE framework provided by OpenAI, which stands for Context, Role, and Expectation, where context is pretty self-explanatory. You need to sort of explain the situation you're in. In our example, let's say I actually recorded the meeting and have a transcript. I'll provide this transcript to ChatGPT and provide the context that here's the transcript of the meeting that we had with the team, where we went through all of the projects that we have on at the moment. Then role, you should provide either your current role, i.e. like analyst, associate, whatever your role is in the context, or assign ChatGPT a role. For example, here, I'll say you're an analyst who needs to summarize the meeting notes. And last but not least is the expectation, which personally I think is quite important in real life as well. Just tell ChatGPT what exact output you actually want, what do you expect to get. And in this case, we want an email to my manager summarizing project details and so on. And here's the difference between level 1 and level 2. This email is basically good to go. I mean, it has a lot more details, it's got the names covered, the projects covered, it's pretty good. Although personally, I would still have to spend a relatively fair amount of time sort of going through some of these details, maybe refining the tone a little bit. And this is sort of where level 3 might actually come in handy. This is the create framework. The create framework kind of builds on top of the CRE one, where basically the first 3 letters are the same. We've got 3 additional things, which is audience, tone, and example. So let's actually jump back into our example from level 2 and enhance it further. So number 1, let's add the audience. Who is this for? Is it for the management? Is it for your customers, your co-workers? That really might impact the results that you're getting. So in our case, we're writing to executive leadership, my manager, and we're sort of trying to tailor a little bit what sort of content they expect to see. Now, secondly, is the tone. How do you want to come across? Do you want to be persuasive? Do you want to be casual? It's really up to you. In this case, we definitely want to avoid slang. We want to sort of sound confident and formal. And lastly, and this is something that I really see as a huge value add, is provide an example. In this case, we'll provide some of the previous fictional emails that I've written, but really you can attach it as a file, you can paste it as text, and it really doesn't matter, but it really significantly changes the outputs that you get. So if we actually look at the output for level 3, although level 2 was pretty good already, level 3 becomes exceptional. I'm pretty much ready to just copy and paste this into my Outlook. However, obviously, I would recommend proofreading it and probably changing a thing or two, because sometimes it is pretty obvious when something is written by human versus by AI. However, this is a really good starting point. So to recap, level 1, intern stage. Basically, it's perfect for quick tasks like brainstorming, looking something up quite quickly, or writing a really quick and short message. Now, level 2 is best if you actually have quite a bit of context and you want to come across a certain way, or you need quite a specific output. And level 3 is basically building on top of level 2, where you need a lot more precision, you need better tone, you need better alignment with what your task is, and also when you want presentation ready results. Now, if you want to go beyond these frameworks, I'll give you 3 really useful techniques that really help me out. Number 1 is delimiters, so using quotation marks, brackets, sort of anything that can separate something like a chunk of text versus an example that you're providing. Maybe use 2 double quotes or 3 double quotes and spaces. Number 2 would be to sort of try to guide ChatGPT, so try to give a step-by-step process rather than sort of just dumping everything on it at the same time. And lastly, when you're not quite sure, you're still trying out different prompts, you should ask it to correct your prompt to improve it. And something that I also do sometimes, and I find this really helpful, is when I'm not sure if I've provided enough context or information, I ask ChatGPT to ask me maybe 5 to 10 questions of information that it might need or it thinks may be relevant to give me a proper output. And this really saves a lot of time in the end. Each of these techniques basically adds a new layer of control over your outputs and really helps you take your results from good enough to really exceptional stuff. Now, if you want to go deeper into prompting, I recommend you download my free guide. It's linked down in the description, no strings attached, completely free. Second of all, I'll also link the OpenAI Academy. It's a really useful resource if you want to sort of go deeper into this topic. And if you found this video useful and enjoyed the content, then please subscribe, as there will be a lot more videos coming soon. Thanks.